Travel Robot Presence. Top 10 Things to Do in Kansas. Here is the list of to-do things in Kansas. Kansas is centrally located in the U.S. that serves as a gateway to traveling west. While many people pass through it on their road trips, it's a place you might want to consider stopping by. There are tons of Kansas attractions that you don't want to miss and will surely impress you. Kansas isn't what you might expect. However, there are many amazing things to do in Kansas that make it a fantastic place to visit for all ages. It is full of outdoor destinations and museums, and not to mention the 8 wonders of Kansas. You're sure to have plenty of excitement when visiting the Sunflower State. We've put together some of the top tourist attractions in Kansas that are a must-visit. So when you visit Kansas, fill up your itinerary with some of these attractions and activities to take advantage of everything that Kansas has to offer. Here is the list of 10 things to do in Kansas. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for our future updates. Number 10. Kansas Cosmosphere and Space Center. Did you know that Kansas played a significant role in space exploration? Learn all about it at the Kansas Cosmosphere and Space Center. Located in Hutchinson, it's one of the best things to do in Kansas for all ages. The Kansas Cosmosphere is an interactive museum experience designed for fun and education. You'll get to see actual artifacts and objects collected from space. The exhibition halls showcase spacesuits, objects from the moon, and a restored Liberty Bell, a part of the Mercury 7 space mission. Experience what it feels like to lift off in a space shuttle in the shuttle simulator. There is also a dome-shaped theater where you can see space-themed documentaries. Check the screening schedule when you arrive so that you can catch a show during your visit. Number 9. Sedgwick County Zoo. Wichita is home to one of the most popular attractions in Kansas, Sedgwick County Zoo. It's an award-winning zoo and ranks as one of the best in the nation. So it's no wonder why over 500,000 people come to visit the animals every year. Sedgwick County Zoo, SCZ, has animals from around the world. It designated exhibitions based on continents. You can see more than 3,000 animals from 400 species in a recreated environment. A few of the top animals are lions, elephants, tigers, bears, African dogs, and bison. Be sure to check out the Tiger Trek, Gorilla Forest, and Penguin Cove special exhibits. Kids can even have a great time at the zoo by visiting the petting zoo. It's a place where you can easily spend an entire day. Luckily, there's a food court in case you get hungry. Number 8. Botanica, the Wichita Gardens. Stop and smell the sunflowers. Botanica at the Wichita Gardens is one of the best Kansas attractions for all things botany. Originally opened in 1987, this location was the charming site of 4 gardens. Started and maintained by the Wichita Area Garden Council and the City of Wichita, it brought a double meaning to the phrase flourishing. From there, it only gained traction and grew several times its size. As a result, Botanica is now 17.6 acres of prime Kansas land and acts as one of the most prominent tourist attractions in the state. The Wichita Gardens are an absolute Eden of Kansas. They're beautifully maintained and feature a number of diverse exhibits that capture the attention of all. There is the Chinese Garden of Friendship, the Shakespeare Garden, the Woodland Bird Garden, and even the Downing Children's Garden. As an interactive open space, this is the perfect location to bring the whole family. You'll learn a little about botany and each other as you peruse all the best Kansas wildlife has to offer. Botanica is open year-round. However, some months have extended hours due to the seasons. Throughout the year, the garden is open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Admission is based on age ranges and goes as follows. Number 7. Boot Hill Museum. Boot Hill Museum is one of the best Kansas destinations to relive the Old West in Dodge City during the 19th century. Many famous figures from the era made a name for themselves in Dodge City, and the Boot Hill Museum is dedicated to highlighting the best of the Old West. Boot Hill Museum is established on the former Boot Hill Cemetery, where famous cowboys were buried. Their legacies are well preserved in the museum's exhibitions and the Kansas Cowboy Hall of Fame. It holds a collection of tens of thousands of artifacts. Many of them are on display. Browse the galleries to see over 200 guns from the Old West, wagons, old photos, and other historical documents. The museum tells a complete story about the Old West. It's designed like the old town where you can get drinks at the saloon or see live reenactments of gunfights in the streets. End your tour with an entertaining show while having dinner of slow-roasted Kansas grass-fed beef with potatoes, sweet cream, and buttercorn. Number 6. Kansas State Capitol. Visit Topeka, the capital and top vacation spot in Kansas, to see the stately Kansas State Capitol building. State Capitol buildings are always a must-visit for tourists, and the building in Kansas will truly impress you both the inside and outside. The Kansas State Capitol was completed in 1903 in a stunning French Renaissance architecture style. Walk the manicured grounds to admire the exterior. It's the second tallest Capitol building, designed with a traditional dome. Go inside and take one of the free guided tours. You'll get to learn everything about the building and its history. Tours allow you to see inside government offices, meeting chambers, the library, and more. It's full of beautiful murals and statues. One of the best parts is climbing to the top of the dome for a view of Topeka. Number 5. Dwight D. Eisenhower Library and Museum. Dwight D. Eisenhower is one of the most celebrated presidents and military generals in the U.S. Visitors can explore the late president's legacy at the Dwight D. Eisenhower Library and Museum. It's one of the most visited Kansas tourist attractions. The dedicated site is located in Abilene, Kansas, where Ike grew up. The attraction is an entire campus honoring the life and career of Ike. Visitors can see buildings including a museum, childhood home, a library, church and visitor center. There are also monuments located on the grounds. The museum is organized to tell the life story of Ike. The main exhibits highlight his military career and presidential career. Temporary exhibitions depict some of his most impactful legislation while in office. You can even visit his burial site within the campus. Number 4. Fort Larned National Historic Site. Fort Larned was a critical site for early pioneers in the 1800s venturing into the new frontier. That historical fort is one of the best preserved to learn about life in the fort, how it helped those traveling on the Santa Fe Trail, and more when you visit Kansas. Fort Larned National Historic Site operated as an army post in the 1800s. It was strategically built on the Santa Fe Trail to aid with tensions against Native Americans. It protected pioneers traveling to the west on the trail, Pony Express mail, and workers building the railroad tracks that would eventually replace the trail. Visitors can explore the full restored site. There is a visitor center and exhibitions about life on the fort. Stick around to see the live firing demonstrations. Number 3. Monument Rocks, Chalk Pyramids. Have you heard of the 8 Wonders of Kansas? It's a list that features the most impressive landmarks in the state. You can check off one of the wonders by visiting the Monument Rocks. The unique rock formations are made of chalk, shaped by erosion more than 80 million years ago. Monument Rocks, also referred to as the Chalk Pyramids, are found in the western region of Kansas. They were designated as the state's first landmark and remain one of the famous Kansas tourist attractions. There are hiking trails that wind around the various chalk formations. It's a surreal feeling standing next to them and seeing the tower as high as 70 feet above the ground. The natural arches make them very popular for photos. It's also a well-known dark sky area to see stars at night. Number 2. Schlitterbahn Waterparks and Resorts. Make a splash at the Schlitterbahn Waterpark in Kansas. Fun in the sun takes on a whole new meaning as the entire family finds something to enjoy. The Torrent River is perfect for lazing about, and the Boogie Bahn is the best place to hang loose. There are pools, beach chairs, and attractions all around the Schlitterbahn Waterpark to keep the fun lasting all weekend. You can even bring your own picnic baskets to the park to enjoy your lunch right on the water. And for real thrill seekers, be sure to check out the Eagle Zipline. The Schlitterbahn Waterparks is one of the best places in Kansas for both swimming and soaring. Check out the Schlitterbahn Waterparks website for more information on ticketing. Hours and availability are subject to change throughout the year. The best and busiest time of the year for this location is summer, but is well worth the comfortably sized crowds it attracts because the warming Kansas sun is an absolute necessity. However, Schlitterbahn Waterparks packs in everything there is to love about the Derby State in one family-friendly adventure. Number 1. Tallgrass Prairie National Preserve. Many people think Kansas is all flat land, but the rolling hills in the Tallgrass Prairie National Preserve are one of the most scenic places to visit in Kansas. It's the world's largest tallgrass prairie remaining. The Tallgrass Prairie National Preserve is established to preserve the prairie landscape that has shrunk drastically to only 4% of its original size. It still represents a large area with more than 10,000 acres. The Nature Preserve is the perfect destination for fun in the outdoors. The Visitor Center is the best place to start, where you can learn about the preserve and find out about the various hiking trails. It displays record-breaking grass over 8 feet tall. A couple of the popular hiking trails are the Scenic Overlook Trail and Ranch Legacy Trail. Visitors can take a leisurely stroll through 40 miles of trails and even encounter a small bison herd. This is a must-visit for anyone interested in early American history and / scenic locations with uninterrupted horizons. That brings us to the end of this video. If you love similar content like this, take a look at my other videos. And if you like it, please smash the like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. If you have further questions, feel free to comment down below. See you in the next video.